What if I told you that one of Hollywood's most fearless style icons is 52 years old and just getting started? Tracee Ellis Ross doesn't dress for the trends. She doesn't dress for the critics. She doesn't even dress for the red carpet, really. She dresses for joy, pure, unapologetic, colorful joy. And that changes everything. While the fashion world whispers that we should tone it down after 50, Tracee turns up the volume. She mixes prints that shouldn't work but do. She wears colors that command attention. She pairs vintage finds with designer pieces and somehow makes it look effortless. But here's what matters most. She looks like herself. Completely, radiantly herself. In a culture that often tries to make women over 50 invisible, Tracee refuses to disappear. She's not fighting age. She's celebrating it. She's not chasing youth. She's embracing exactly who she is right now. And her secret? It's simpler than you think. It's about pleasure. It's about play. It's about remembering that getting dressed can be one of the most joyful moments of your day. So let's explore how Tracee's approach can transform not just your wardrobe, but how you feel every single morning. 1. The foundation of fearless dressing. Tracee Ellis Ross built her style on one revolutionary principle. Fashion should make you feel something. Not anxious, not self-conscious, but alive. When you look at her Instagram or see her on the red carpet, you're not witnessing someone following rules. You're watching someone who understands that clothing is a form of self-expression, not a performance for others. This matters for us because somewhere along the way, many of us learn to dress defensively. We learn to blend in, to play it safe, to avoid standing out. Tracee reminds us that this is our one precious life, and we deserve to dress in ways that reflect our inner landscape. Her foundation isn't about having a perfect body or unlimited resources. It's about curiosity. It's about asking yourself each morning, what would bring me joy today? She approaches her closet the way a child approaches a dress-up box, with wonder and possibility. There's no judgment, no rigid rules about what a woman her age should wear, just genuine excitement about color, texture, and how clothes can shift your entire energy. This mindset shift, this return to playfulness, is where transformation begins. 2. Color as an emotional language. Have you noticed how Tracee uses color? It's never timid. She'll wear a bright yellow suit to an event where everyone else chose black. She'll pair hot pink with red. She'll show up in emerald green when the season calls for neutrals. And you know what? She radiates confidence doing it. Color became one of her signatures, not because she's trying to shock anyone, but because she discovered that certain hues changed how she moved through the world. Warm tones made her feel energized. Bold colors made her feel powerful. Soft pastels brought out her playful side. She stopped asking, "Can I wear this?" and started asking, how does this make me feel? For those of us over 50, we've been told for decades that we should retreat into neutral colors, safe colors, invisible colors. But Tracee proves that color can be medicine. It can lift your mood on a difficult day. It can signal to the world that you're present, engaged, and unapologetically yourself. You don't need permission to wear color. You just need to remember that you deserve to be seen. And color is one of the most beautiful ways to say, I'm here and I matter. 3. The art of mixing high and low. Tracee's closet tells a story about what real style looks like. She'll pair a vintage thrift store find with a designer handbag. She'll wear a blazer from a contemporary brand with her grandmother's jewelry. She understands something crucial. Your worth isn't determined by price tags, and neither is your style. This approach liberates us from the pressure of needing everything to be expensive or perfectly curated. Some of her most memorable looks combine pieces from completely different eras and price points. A statement coat from an archive sale, jeans from a mainstream retailer, shoes that cost a fortune paired with a top that cost $20. What unifies them isn't cost, it's her eye for what speaks to her soul. For women over 50, navigating changing bodies, and sometimes changing budgets, this philosophy is freedom. You don't need to overhaul your entire wardrobe. You need to become a curator of pieces that genuinely excite you, regardless of where they come from. Tracee shops vintage not to save money, but because older pieces often have character and craftsmanship that new fast fashion lacks. She's teaching us that building a wardrobe is about collecting moments of joy, not collecting status symbols. 4. Silhouette and proportion as self-expression. Watch how Tracee plays with proportion, and you'll see another layer of her genius. She'll wear an oversized blazer with slim pants. She'll pair a voluminous dress with delicate shoes. She's not afraid of dramatic sleeves, wide-leg trousers, or architectural shapes that create visual interest. Many style guides for mature women focus on flattering and slimming, as if the goal is to take up less space. Tracee rejects this entirely. She embraces silhouettes that make her feel expansive, interesting, and dynamic. She's tall, yes, but it's not about her height. It's about her willingness to explore experiment with shapes that express her mood, her creativity, her sense of play. This is where we can take incredible inspiration. Instead of asking, does this make me look thinner? We can ask, does this make me feel like myself? Tracee wears flowing caftan dresses. She wears structured power suits. She wears body-conscious pieces when she feels like it. The through line isn't about hiding or revealing. It's about authenticity. When you dress in silhouettes that align with your energy, you carry yourself differently. You move through space with more presence, more confidence, more joy. 5. Accessories as the ultimate personal statement. If you really want to understand Tracee's approach to style, look at her accessories. This is where her personality truly shines. Oversized sunglasses that make a statement before she even speaks. Bold earrings that frame her face like art. Layered necklaces that tell stories. Handbags in unexpected shapes and colors that add surprise to even simple outfits. She's proven that accessories aren't afterthoughts. They're exclamation points. They're the difference between an outfit that's fine and an outfit that's unforgettable. For those of us who've built a wardrobe of basics over the years, this is transformative news. You don't need to replace everything. You need to reimagine what you already own through the lens of bold, joyful accessories. Tracee collects vintage jewelry, contemporary designer pieces, and costume jewelry with equal enthusiasm. What matters isn't the price, it's the story and the visual impact. A dramatic pair of earrings can completely shift the energy of a simple white shirt. A colorful scarf can transform a neutral coat into a personal statement. She's showing us that style isn't about the clothes alone. It's about how you finish the story. And accessories? They're your signature, your voice, your way of saying, this is who I am today. 6. Confidence through self-knowledge. Here's what sets Tracee apart from many style icons. She knows herself deeply. She's talked openly about spending years figuring out what works for her body, her lifestyle, her personality. She doesn't wear something just because it's trending. She wears it because it aligns with who she is. This self-knowledge didn't happen overnight. It came from trying things, making mistakes, paying attention to how different clothes made her feel. She's discovered that she loves vintage shapes from the 70s. She knows she feels powerful in a well-cut blazer. She's learned that she can pull off prints that most people would consider too bold. But all of this came from experimentation, not from following rules. For us, this is the invitation. We've lived enough life to know ourselves. We know what makes us feel confident versus what makes us feel like we're wearing a costume. The question is, are we honoring that knowledge? Tracee's confidence doesn't come from having a perfect body or unlimited resources. It comes from the clarity of knowing what brings her joy and choosing that every single time. That's available to all of us. We just have to give ourselves permission to trust our own taste, our own instincts, our own joy. 7. Joy as the ultimate style of philosophy. At the end of the day, Tracee Ellis Ross's style can be distilled into one word: joy. She dresses with joy. She shops with joy. She experiments with joy. And that joy is contagious. When you see her, you don't think about her age. You think about her energy, her creativity, her obvious delight in self-expression. This is the real lesson, isn't it? Fashion at any age should be about pleasure, not pressure. It should make you smile when you catch your reflection. It should make you feel a little more like yourself, a little more ready to face whatever the day brings. Tracee has made it her mission to remind women that we don't have to earn the right to dress boldly. We don't have to wait until we lose weight or find the perfect occasion. We can experience that joy right now, today, in this moment. So what if we approached our wardrobes the way Tracee does? With curiosity instead of criticism, with excitement instead of anxiety, with the understanding that these fabrics and colors and shapes are tools for joy, not sources of stress. You deserve to dress in ways that make you feel alive. You deserve to play with color, experiment with proportion, express yourself through accessories. You deserve to dress with joy. And if you need permission, let Tracee Ellis Ross at 52, radiant and unapologetic, be your permission slip. Your most joyful era of dressing might be just beginning.